Sober AF, recovery, comedic relief, sober problems, all kinds of different names being floated around. But I was a little lazy, and I just put Sober AF, recovery, comedic relief. So make sure, Duke, that you provide comedic relief.
Well, dude, I love the T Swift that you were rocking to start this thing off with, man.
Yeah,
Thank you, Taylor, for donating that.
Man, if we get big, we're going to get sued. Right. So I'm throwing that one out. So.
Yeah, we're looking for sober lawyers and sober comedians. Yes. And we promise to get you in lots of trouble, and you'll get famous for all the wrong reasons.
Oh, well, we're just simply starting a sober revolution. So they can't get behind that. If T Swift can't get behind it, then you know what? Your career is going nowhere. So I'll just tell you that. So either get on board T Swift or die.
Yeah, let's not threaten Taylor Swift. How about I got 99 sober problems? That'd be a good name for a podcast.
But I don't have 99 problems. I think I only have.
I got 99 sober solutions.
I only got like 47 problems. I'm down from 99.
I got
but anyway,
problems.
Take a picture, everybody. That guy below me is Duke Rumley. He's the face of the upcoming sober revolution that is going to be sweeping the country. He's the guy, the owner, the founder, the man, the Tony Soprano of Sober AF Entertainment. Lo and behold, and we got him here live. And this isn't tape. This isn't, and he's out in the world. Like, this isn't like witness protection. Like, he's living this good life.
It has been a good life. So I'm happy to say Jay's been a part of that. And we've definitely done some sober tailgates and had some sober fun. Never forget.
We're doing more, though. We're doing a lot more.
Jay came to our Rockies game. We had a couple 100 people at that event, and Jay was busy schmoozing the crowd, and we had someone sing the national anthem that day. That was really cool. A sober
Hillary Roberts.
Yeah.
And I was under the weather during that pregame. I did not make it even into the ballpark. So
Jay was sober hungover.
I hope if I did get you sick that particular pregame, just reach out to me so I can make an amends. But I did my best, and I didn't get too close to people, so I went through all. That was pre-COVID, so we didn't even know about germs and all that.
Yeah, we've been doing this a while, Jay. Think of that.
You've been doing it forever, man.
Since 2018. That's like 3 lifetimes ago.
How has Trump not put you on his cabinet yet?
We had Trump's drug czar come and speak at our sober tailgate in Tampa when it was Kansas City versus Tampa Bay. And he and his wife flew in on their own nickel and came to our sober tailgate, and we had a 3-hour live stream on Zoom, on Twitch. And they came and spoke, and that was pretty awesome. Just that I think he'd been out of that position under Trump for about only a couple of weeks or a week. And he flew in. And Art Kleinschmidt, everyone, if you ever get the opportunity, he was a really good supporter of what we do.
Well,
but to your point, yeah, we got to talk to Trump. Anyone knows Trump, tell him we got a sober revolution that will save a lot of people and not cost any dough.
Well, I think we lost our Instagram people, so
good.
Well, Duke, what's going on? What's going on in the Sober AF world? SoberAFE.com.
SoberAFE.com. Sober AF Entertainment is really excited about wrapping up 2024 and 2025, Jay. We are back at it. We have $19 tickets for the Nuggets versus Zion in New Orleans on February 5th. On February 14th, which is Valentine's, we have a sober tailgate with DU's Comedic Recovery. And on March 15th, we have another Nuggets game where we'll have discounted seats and a sober tailgate and a sober section. So musically, we are going to be at the X Games with Jaywalker Lodge this week. And then we're also on March 3rd, which is 303 Day. So if you know what 303 is, something like that. You get it? Do you see the 3 and then the O?
Oh yeah.
So the area
they need to work on their hand gestures.
Yeah, I got to get that circle a little tighter. How's that for a look?
What is 303 Day?
So that's March 3rd. So 3-03. Also the name of a band out of Boulder called 303, and the zip code for Boulder is 303. So I'm sure you know 303, and they're going to be playing at Cervantes Masterpiece, and we're going to have a sober section and sober tent there, and working on a bunch of other musical festival stuff.
Isn't 303 an area code?
Yes, for Colorado, for Boulder.
And a zip code?
I'm sorry, it's the area code. You're right. It's not the zip code.
I was like, there's a lot of 303 in that. That's pretty smart. Well,
you need 5
numbers. I will have to look up the 303, the 303 Mafia, or whatever band they are. So, but
that'll be our song next week.
The 303 Mafia?
Yeah.
Well, get them to do a theme song for us.
They're less likely, to sue us than the song you played earlier, Who Cannot Be Named.
Well, we're friends, so.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
So, Sobriety.
I love me some Tay-Tay.
And then we're also doing peer recovery coaching virtually. So we're training people to be peer recovery coaches. So those are the 2 things that we're doing in 2025. How about Jay Staples and Sober Caddy?
Well, we are just doing our best to help families and do whatever. So it's addiction is, I think it's certainly not going away. And families, if we can educate the families on stepping in earlier and just not ignoring, I think we can do a lot better with education. And so 2025, my shout is to become a better educator with families and people dealing with addiction. So Sober AF is always going to help with that. And I think we can find new, exciting avenues to help people, because more and more people are reaching out for help, but more and more people are more uneducated on what help and solutions even look like. So Sober AF is certifying peer recovery coaches. I would love to start unveiling coaching platforms within the universities, coaching platforms with, within communities and counties and whatever it is. So if you are in need of free coaching, I believe Sober AF can get it funded where we're offering free solutions. And it may not be a 2025 thing because we got a lot of things, but we're also, I would love to see if we can't educate families and see if we can't do some family coaching as well, and doing some maybe webinars or community services. I would love to be any part of that. So we got the fun covered, we got the education covered, and let's hopefully we get the more wellness and sobriety covered too in 2025.
Because these kids are just being inundated with ads, and that they have to gamble, they have to drink, they have to, smoke to have fun. And how about we just give them a chance? How about we help them build a little community of somebody who doesn't want to do it, and instead they feel like the weirdo if they're not on Molly or ecstasy or.
Well, I mean, you're right in saying it's not just the typical drugs, alcohol, well, synthetics, whatever. I mean, needles, whatever it is, pills and bottles. These kids now are being inundated with legalizing of commercial gambling. I think more and more youth, the people I'm talking to, I mean, there's just new exciting ways for them to feel anything other than themselves. So sex, the gambling, the drugs, the alcohol,
ketamine, legalized mushrooms.
I mean everything. And so
everything.
So many ways for people at a young age too, before their brain and all this other is even so, and then that carries through the rest of their lives. And welcome to my world then when we try to intervene, and it's something that's been ingrained in them for quite a while. So the world, society, with all the legalizations are certainly not helping, but we can certainly make people laugh and let them know that it's all right to reach out for help, and it's all right to be a wellness, on a wellness kick. So you don't have to do any of those. So
yeah, it doesn't have to be an extreme in one area. You can do both, and
just talking about it too. I mean,
do.
let's not make rash decisions. Let's start talking about, and then I think less and less people are being the authentic person that they're meant to be, and I think it's changing each and every day. And so authenticity now is evaporated. So I think there's a reason we're all born originals, and yet what does society want us to do is become like everyone else. So go figure. There's not much comedic relief, but we're educating. I mean, good Lord, that's heavy. But
you know what we should do, Jay?
Yes.
I just had this thought. What if we brought the silent disco headsets down to the Winter Symposium conference and just let people walk the halls having 3 different music channels playing? One of them could be a meditation, one of them could be punk rock, and one of them could be classic rock.
Bring them down.
Yeah.
I want to try it, because I make fun of it nonstop, and so, but yet I've never tried it. So I want in.
Okay.
I have no problem with muting people out walking down a conference,
right?
And then just being like, sorry.
Would love to chat.
Yeah, I'm discoing.
I got T Swift right now, so
my gal pal. Well, it's we are going to a conference. We're going to be seeing each other live in person. Winter Symposium, Colorado Springs. Be there, be square.
That's Sunday through Wednesday down in Colorado Springs, obviously, and we will have the silent disco with us. So if you will see silent disco, why not?
I mean, I want in. I want to give it a whirl.
Oh, good.
So I've been making fun of this since the day we met. So maybe I'm open to being wrong. So how about that?
It's pretty good.
So going to conferences, it's becoming so normal for me, but I think it's interesting. We were talking kind of beforehand that I think we should tape the beforehand, because that's actually entertaining. This, when we hit the record button, we turn into blah. But do you still, is it ever weird going into a social function being sober, or do you ever have those flashbacks to either an uncomfortable, unsober memory going into, or you get sober and you always wonder, like, what's it going, like everyone is going to want me to drink. I can't go anywhere. I might as well just lock myself in my house because I can't be outside because, everyone is drinking and everyone's going to want me to drink. But do you have any more uncomfortability, or is there any funny stories as to, I I was a mess when I first started going out and about, even to restaurants.
Right.
You know,
Are you asking me the question? Because you've taken me 3 minutes to get to this point, and
well,
then started telling your story. Yes,
I didn't get into my story, but I was
I'm waiting
hoping
for the pause.
I was hoping a question came of it because I
Well,
did
it
not
did.
like the question that was posed.
It sounded like, hey, is it still like uncomfortable or awkward going into a conference or a social setting?
I sure hope it's not, but because you're like 78 years sober, so I
Yeah.
wanted to bring you back to early recovery. I couldn't find a way to do it.
Well,
Thanks,
not Sonny. Let me tell you,
thanks for pointing that out, Duke. You know,
back in my days,
my interviewing skills has been so 2023.
I'm sorry, I don't know. I'll speak with Eric Button over there. So
That's a
I
low
would
blow. That's
I
a
would
low blow.
love to respond to that question and then let you respond with your story.
I don't have a story, but go ahead.
Oh, you do. Trust me.
Mr. Pointing out.
Yeah. So two things. One, going to this conference for maybe the 15th year in a row, some crazy number, maybe 14th year, a lot. And seeing a lot of people you and I know. And in this, it's almost like a giant high school party where everyone's rushing around. They only have like 20 seconds to talk to you if they want to talk to you. And if they want to talk to you, they have 5 minutes. And so seeing people from across the room, we recognize each other, eye contact, and then they look at their shoes and turn right and go the other way is like very disheartening. And I've had that happen. And, am I only thinking of myself, and also try to put myself in their shoes. So it's a work conference. They're trying to get referrals for their facility. And I'm not always seen as that guy. So I'm able to handle that once. But if it happens 3 times, I want to drive back home and never go back to that conference. So definitely this thing has brought up some aspect. And then secondly, I was in Vegas with some buddies this past weekend, and there was a large group. We're having a good time watching football, and then some of them drink, and they wanted to go to this fancy bar. You got to go through the back of the restaurant kitchen to go into this secret bar. So we go in there, and after 1 second, I'm like, yeah, this isn't me. Like, I don't want to spend $32 on a mocktail, and there's too many people here. So I left and went and got a cigar and hung out. And then when I came back, one of the guys who I don't know, who was friend of a friend, was like, hey, where's your half fat, half retard friend? And that was my new nickname after that weekend. But it brought up all this stuff of like not being the cool kid part of the group. But now that, I'm older and a little more accepting of other people's comments, the guy tried to apologize and tried to walk the whole comment back. Like, no. Like, you're skinnier than I am. What do you weigh? I'm sure I weigh more. And I'm like, look, dude, own it. Own it. You said it. You got to own it. Anyways, because now I can laugh about it. And now I can use that. And if I see you in Colorado Springs at the Winter Symposium, please come up to me, and that's my new nickname. So
No.
Or there's another new nickname I had. The other one was 60-year-old virgin, which I thought was another pretty crafty nickname. So
let's go with that one. The half fat, the half mentally delayed.
Jay,
we don't use the R word on this this show, but let's not use that nickname, anyone.
Right.
But
secondly, one of my friends did try to defend me, and when he heard that nickname, he's like, no, he's half fat, full R word.
That doesn't make it better.
That's what friends are for, Jay.
Jeez. So, well, the Winter Symposium is just going to be a bunch of head nods for me. Like they don't even acknowledge. I think the whole acknowledgement is the head nod, and then they skirt off. But some would say they want to get referrals. I believe it's they just want to be seen like they're important. I think it has less to do with referrals than look at me. But anyway, I will look at you, and you guys, good job. But if you don't want to talk with me, that's fine. I'll be over having a burger and fries, stuff in my face, because I am a little extra layer.
I eat my feelings away too, so I get you.
Dang it. So we well, it's you have the ability to laugh that off better than I would, because if that would have happened to me, I don't think the tears would have happened on the spot, but I certainly would have probably looked for a private space for me to wait, because I don't deal. I want everyone to love me and respect me, and I want people to throw a party every time I walk into a room, and to get that nickname or thrown out would have destroyed the biscuits inside my stomach. I'll just tell you that.
Well, I've had lots of nicknames, obviously. Duke, Mr. $100 Tip. I think 60-year-old virgin, though, is a pretty good one.
You have a rough crowd. Like you may want to look into people that actually respect you as a person, hanging out with them, you know?
Dude, they're Eagle fans. It's not my fault, Jay. They're the worst people on the planet.
Hey, man, you are just isolated to a lot of different people. But you know what? I can't argue with the Eagles fans. Like, whatever. So there's the viral, and thankfully it turns out that I think that guy got kicked out by just hassling a Packer fan, a woman. That's Eagles fans, and you know, everyone. I love how everyone wants to come to the rescue and say that's not who we are. You haven't been to a Philadelphia game. That's you. I mean, so you may have some really nice Eagles fans there, but they're maybe in a section, if you really want to look at like the scope of a stadium, 90% are them. And you just have, like, I would never go back to a Philadelphia game. I went for a preseason game and I'm shocked.
Preseason, that's awesome. Well, my
I was not sober, but I'm shocked that I'm shocked I got out of Philly. So
Eagle buddies of mine who went to Green Bay for a game were similarly shocked with Green Bay fan, but just how nice they were. Like every single one of them, as they're walking by, hey, welcome, like have a good game. You want like a bratwurst or something? And of course, they're like, F off. You know,
I wish the Packer fans would get a little edge, but yeah, they want you well fed. Well, they don't want you going without a Miller. You know, you want to stay sober, like a game. I think a reality shows take Duke Rumley up to Green Bay, and he has to be there 3 hours pre-game and walk around the stadium and see if he can stay sober. I think that's a reality show.
And what's the calorie intake count?
You will be wealthy. I love when people go into a restaurant to eat pregame. I just say, like, why? Like, good for you having a bunch of money, you know, that you're gonna throw away. You can walk around the stadium and go into the stadium with 7 bratwursts in your pocket because you couldn't eat them all at the same. I mean, like, everyone wants to show off their grilling skills, and I mean, some of the best macaroni and cheese you'll ever find, and the brats, the sausages, the Miller, you know. But I will say that the Packers also have a sober section within Lambeau Field. So
yeah, the yellow section.
That right there is amazing. So if I ever get season tickets, which is, I just got word that got bumped up. I think it looks like 87 years now. I was triple digits there for a while. So this was a big, I mean, I think I went from 119 down to 88 or 87 years. So there's still a chance. I'm 47. the way that I'm taking care of my body, I can certainly get to 120, I think.
Oh yeah, I mean,
But will I want to go
tailgating.
see a Packer game when I'm 120? You bet your sweet tush. I've been
Yeah.
waiting this long. You know, all I'm doing is, side note to that is, like, it's not even in my name. It's actually in my youngest nephew's name. So just in case, because he's got the best chance of getting some kind of, but unless they add 40,000 more seats, I don't think we're going to get in, but you never know.
Well, ladies, if you're looking for somebody who has access to seats in 87 years, Jay Staples, your
Look
man.
at my nephew.
Right.
So, it's, my name's John. And so my youngest nephew is actually named John too. So it worked out really good. So we could just switch a few numbers and, he's in when he's about 79, probably he's going to be gold,
Yes.
Probably in that second to last row up, where the players look like ants, but he'll be in. So, well, it's Sober AF. You got the coaching platform. We're training and certifying peer recovery coaching. You got sober tailgates. I mean, did we miss anything?
So go to the website, soberafe.com, and you can sign up to be trained to be a peer recovery coach. And you can also go to the website to purchase tickets. And I mentioned we had $19 tickets for the Nuggets. We've got discounted seats for DU hockey, Colorado Avalanche. And if you want us to do something in your neighborhood, give us a buzz or go to the website, and we're more than happy to make the sober tailgate happen. We've got a couple music festivals already in the works, and we're also looking at doing some comedy shows. So just go to the website and you can see everything we got cooking.
Yeah, we Zanies in downtown Nashville. I don't think it's downtown actually. So we're going to start doing recovery nights at Zanies within Nashville, Tennessee, home of probably a ton of your favorite comedians. Actually, they're not living in Hollywood. They're living in Nashville, Tennessee. And a lot of the podcasts that you see by those are actually taped, if not next door, right around the corner from Zanies. And we're going to see what sober comedy is all about. So if you are a sober comedian, get your tapes, bring it to us, because soon we will be the home of sober comedy.
Jay will be zany.
I've never been zany in my life, so I'm actually looking forward to it. I'm actually looking. I've been drunk. I've been obnoxious. I've been annoying. I've been a lot of negative things. Never been zany.
Well, come find us at the Winter Symposium. We'll be the ones with the silent disco headsets on.
And if you want to find me and you don't want to approach me, I welcome the old head nod. So it's. So do you have a funny, interesting? I don't want to put a label on it. With either newly sober going to an outing or a drunk, funny story that doesn't offend people.
Well, that's hard for me, but. When I was about 2 years sober, I graduated from college and got a job working on a NASDAQ trading desk. And the woman who was retiring was the first woman to ever work on a trading desk. So they had this retirement party for her, and all the major brokerage firms flew in, and I happened to be at the front table because I was the replacement for her position. And I just remember them going around and pouring champagne during the speeches, and I didn't know what to do. By the time they came to me, I didn't want to say anything. I didn't want to like fake the drink. So I just grabbed my champagne glass and turned it upside down. And the guy giving the speech stopped talking. He was just like, the whole world was like frozen. Like somebody bumped the record player at the party. And there was this long, awkward pause. And then the guy next to me is like, well, there's more for the rest of us. And they just kind of went on. And I think it was really the first time that I'd walked through a situation like that, a business outing, and you were expected to drink or do a toast at least. And, nobody asked. There was no big deal. But leading up to that, the panic in my soul of like, how am I going to take this drink? Does it count? Am I going to like spit it out? Am I going to fake it? It's not, I hadn't really game planned that yet. So that was a first, and it gets easier every time you walk through something like that. But yeah, that was one of my favorite.
Have you faked drink?
No.
God, my sponsor doesn't probably like hearing this, but there's been 3 or 4 occasions, business. One was actually, it was the NBA All-Star game was in Dallas, Texas. I was living in Dallas. I had just gotten a job with some online whatever to cover as a journalist, and I conned my way into a party with a bunch of rappers that I had no idea. I'm not rap up to date.
LL Cool J.
It was Ice Cream Paint Job was the big song. Like whoever sang Ice Cream Paint Job. Anyway, well, I found myself sitting around and having a one-on-one with this said rapper that everyone was hoping, and he brought a bottle, and he was not going to talk to me unless I had a drink with him. And so the point of this story is I want to point out how clever I was. I did not have a drink, and he turned away very quickly, and I don't have a quick first step. There's nothing quick within my body. I'm more of an offensive lineman, I would probably say. But even then, they're probably quick, and that's probably anyway. But I did a move that put down and grabbed a glass of water in the same swoop, and the fact that he did not notice that it was water. And he went on and talking about, hey, I'm just here with my friend Jay. We're just drinking, getting busted or whatever you want to say. And I'm sipping water. And then there was other times where I had to fake drink, and it was like that group setting, and everyone was getting champagne, another business setting, and people were offended that I did not take it. And so I took it, held it up, and then kind of dispersed and put it down on some counter and walked around the room. So those, when you were talking too, I've never thought about this, but early in my advertising days, there was a sober guy, and the amount of crap that I don't think I ever said a word to this guy. The word got out that he did not drink, and we sat around talking about, Bob cannot be trusted. He doesn't drink. Like, what kind of person doesn't, like, I don't think he should be in this agency. Like, how do you trust someone? And these are all the things I was saying. And lo and behold, Bob, I may have not have said it to your face, but I know you amends wherever you are. You didn't really plant the seed, but whew, man, if you could see me now, Bob, I was bad. My bad, Bob, my bad. But we did our best to get him fired.
Right.
Like we sent bad emails to bosses in Bob's name. I mean, right. Good Lord, all because.
Yeah.
But Bob
now you're the sober guy.
So I would love to run into Bob, but Bob was towards the retirement age already, and I was a young 23, 24-year-old punk. So, well, Bob got on a health kick, so maybe Bob's still around. Who knows? So
Bob, you did plant seeds that Jay one day could be like, well, if Bob could do it, maybe I could do it.
if we pushed you out, Bob, and we tried every which way to get you fired or to retire, and it worked, I guess.
You're welcome.
My bad, Bob. My bad. So
this is how we make amends on podcasts.
Yeah. I would love to make a formal amends, but you know what? We were talking about this. Some of my amends would have landed me in jail if the other party wanted to prosecute me. So I don't want to scare people off, but
someone before you do it.
Yes. Here's the thing. Don't do what I did and go and be a man and say, like, I can knock out 3 amends today and not check with my sponsor about it. So I checked with one and, cleared that one amends. But lo and behold, Jay had other plans to knock out 2 more, sitting in front of people, readily admitting to fraud and financial theft. So, and I was still young. I don't think I said the words "my bad," but an amends is to commit to change. It's not just an apology, but the importance of amends has greatly increased in my life, and I'm grateful for that. But at that point, man, I just needed to get it off. And when I get uncomfortable, everything's. I'll turn you in. What you did, I'll turn my buddy in. Like I'll just, all of us should have been in jail, but thankfully, no one prosecuted me, and I'm grateful for that.
But if you need to, you can contact Jay's attorney.
I probably still have him on retainer.
Right.
He did stop sending me Christmas cards, though. But for a while there, I think
that's a sign of growth.
I'm not going to give names, but I believe that my lawyer did not think that sobriety would stick this time, because I would get Christmas cards from him for at least 5, 6, 7 years after when I got into recovery. He wanted to stay on the forefront because he figured experience would show that I would probably need a legal representation. And he wanted to be my first call. He would give me a business card to every Christmas card.
10 or 20 years of drunkenness will make a skeptic out of anyone.
I proved you wrong.
Right. Suck it.
You're probably out of business by now.
Right.
Jeez. Well, my lawyer would have a martini every time I met with him. That's not a good sign. But I would not partake in that, even though I tried. He said, Jay, I don't think it's a good idea that you drink. And I'd be like, why? He's like, because you just got arrested for DUI.
And have a martini in front of you.
It's a lawyer's office. What's said here, done here, can't be held against me. I've watched Law and Order.
Well, if you see us at the Winter Symposium and you're a lawyer, come give us your card. We'll give you a headset for silent disco, and we may or may not have some cigars on us.
That's a good bet.
Yeah.
Well, Duke, the face of a sober revolution, we will have to get some bodyguards out down in the Springs for when you walk through a crowded room. I'm not comfortable with you not going out with no security. So,
well, Jay's not comfortable with a couple of my nicknames also. So come find us. We'll have some fun. And more importantly, if you know some folks who are looking for sober fun, send them to our website.
We're changing communities, yo.
Yo, yo.
Yo. And the rapper that sings Ice Cream Paint Job, holler at your boy.
There you go. Jay's got some water for you.